Butterfly Effect, 2004. I've chosen this film simply because I was looking through film releases, the films I saw in 2004, and this is one that really jumped out at me. It's the one I remember best from the year. There were a few films that I really liked that year that have stayed with me for 20 years, such as Mean Girls, Ultra, The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Super Size Me, and there's probably more that will come to my mind. The Butterfly Effect is an amazing film. The concept of going back, kind of time travel in a way. In this case, the main character, Even, played by Ashton Kutcher, gets to change, to go back to a particular time. He visualises, to start with, stuff that he's written in his diary when he wishes to change something. It's a condition he seems to have inherited from his father, who has died, and we see three time frames of his life. When he's 7 years old, he's played by Logan Lerman, who I've seen in a few films since as well, but this would have been the first time I saw him. When he's at 13 years old, and when he's 20, so the final time is when he's played by Ashton Kutcher and he's a university student. There's quite a few other actors who I got to know first in this film, or maybe knew early on from this film. I mean, Amy Smart, I think I've seen in films since then. And there's characters like Eric Stoltz, whom I remember when I mentioned I was going to see this film, a friend mentioned that he'd been in The Rules of Attraction, playing a rather seedy character. He plays an even worse character, an accentuated worse type of that character in this film. I won't say too much about what happens in this film, and there's plenty of nasty, horrific events. It feels like a full-on, it's not exactly horror, but it's like an action drama that to me at that time really felt like a film on steroids. It was like, wow, what's going to happen now? All the twists and turns. Because at the start, Evan falls in love with Kaylee and his family move away, but he wants to stay in touch. Various things happen and they're way beyond his control. And the thing is, when he discovers he has got the ability to go back in time to change things, he thinks this will help. Well, the whole concept of the butterfly effect is the ripple of change. A butterfly flaps its wings on one side of the world and it causes huge consequences on the other side of the planet. And that butterfly theory applies so much in life. I mean, there are so many things. There are plenty of moments in all of our lives where we make a choice, make a decision that changes everything forevermore. Beyond that point, there are so many forks in the road. We take one path, and who knows what happens in the other. I suppose it's a forerunner of the concept of multiverses, where you actually imagine those other universes, the what if we'd done this, what if we'd done that, the sliding door scenario. This is looking at going back and changing that one moment in time and what happens. Evan's got this condition. In some ways it's like a superpower, in other ways it's a very life-limiting scenario because it actually damages him when he does it. So there's that aspect as well. So many different things happen. It's very violent at times. There's all these situations where things get really out of control. Explosions, various people get killed in certain eventualities. There's scenes where Evan's in prison. I remember it so clearly because I watch this film over and over. I bought the DVD. I really enjoyed watching it. I felt that seeing it over and over really gave a good grasp of the filmmaking process. Same as Rules of Attraction. And I listened to the audio commentary a few times. The directors that are kind of a bit dated in some of their views, I would say, but I found it really interesting what they actually made in creating this film. I felt it was really groundbreaking. I think it took about 6 or 7 years. I would have scored this at least 9 out of 10 when I first saw it. I may probably downgrade it to 8.75. I mean, I've seen so many brilliant films, so they all compete for that space. But I really was impressed with it when I first saw it. And oh yeah, the one good thing is there's a director's cut, and I think that version at the end, there's several versions that are done, and one ending actually appealed to me more. I won't say about that now because that's effectively going into spoiler territory. I'd love to know what you think about this film, if you've seen it. Thanks for liking this review. If you like it, thanks for subscribing. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now. Oh, Spotless Sunshine.